Hello and welcome to Minecraft 20W45A, the first official snapshot for 1.17, which will be released sometime next year. I want to get straight into this because I've been looking forward to this for such a long time, so literally let's just walk down the amethyst path to the world of updates. So let's just go. Such pretty tinkling noises. I love that they've made those blocks have such a pretty sound. Before we get started, quickly, I just need to mention the statistics for this episode. Current random tick speed is 50, current version is 20W45A, and the date of the stats update was the 5th of November 2020. Now, I will come over to this board and just read out the stats for the world every single video. This will be a series right up until 1.17 to release, and the reason why I wanted to do this is because this will change as new things are added. The reason why it's so high at the moment is because of this block. I wanted this to produce its crystals. So if we just leave this budding amethyst alone for a second, this will grow its crystals. But before that, I just wanted to talk about the lava cauldron. So if we just grab a bucket here, we can get rid of the lava and then put lava back in it. It does deal damage. I think it deals the same amount of damage as just standing in a lava, like a lava source block or a lava flow block. It wasn't really something people were requesting. It just exists now. I think it was in Bedrock for. I think it has been in Bedrock for a while. I'm not sure, but basically, yeah, lava cauldron has been added. Next is the budding amethyst. It has buds, clusters, and shards, and basically, you can get up to 4 amethyst shards when you break one of these. I've broken everything. This is annoying. Amethyst. So yeah, so here we have the small amethyst bud, the medium amethyst bud, the large amethyst bud, and the amethyst cluster. And that's what these look like. And I'm not exactly sure how long it takes for it to get to the next stage before it becomes an amethyst cluster. But basically, when you break one of these with a normal iron pickaxe or higher, you get up to 4 amethyst shards, and then if you've got fortune, you can get like 20, like upwards of 20 or like upwards of 30 from breaking the clusters on all 5 sides of this exposed block. So this is the budding amethyst, and this kind of works like a spawner, in the sense that even if you've got silk touch, you can't pick it up. So if you come across a geode and you see lots of these, you can collect the amethyst blocks, but you can't collect the budding amethyst, because otherwise it would be really easy to set up a farm and it's kind of hacky. But if you come across a geode, you can just keep these where they are, note down the coordinates of the geode, and then maybe come back once a week and collect the stuff inside. So yeah, that's the budding amethyst block. Next is the copper ore. If we get some copper and a stone pickaxe, like so, and then go into game mode survival and plop these down and then break them, and also give ourselves some coal. Give ourselves some coal also. You can see that we get the copper ingot once we put that inside there. Put that in there. Blast furnace obviously smelts it really quickly, and that gives us 1 piece of 1 copper ingot. So we'll get onto the crafting recipes, what you can make with the copper and the amethyst, in just a moment over there. But the next thing I wanted to take a look at is the 2 new blocks, and obviously the amethyst block from before. Whoops. So, the 2 new blocks that have been added are tuff and calcite. So, here is sort of a diagram of how the structure of a geode is formed, in Minecraft that is. So, the crust layer, the outer layer of a geode, is made of the new block called tuff, And then the second layer, which is still on the outside of the amethyst, is called calcite. And then the inner crystalline structure is made of amethyst blocks, budding amethyst blocks, and the amethyst crystals that form on the budding amethyst blocks. The next thing is cake candles. No one was really expecting candles to be added to a cave update until they were announced at Minecraft Live. But you can place a candle inside a cake like so. Oh, I'm eating the cake. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, so if we just grab a cake and a flint and steel, pop this down and then pop that in there and then do that, and you can see it gives off a tiny bit of light, and yeah, it's just a candle in a cake. No one was really expecting that, but it exists now. Kind of pointless, but whatever. People are saying that they want more than one candle to be able to fit inside a cake. I think 5 would look good, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle. But 1 looks fine, I suppose. And then also you can colour these candles as well. They aren't just white. But we'll get onto the crafting recipes in just a second. The last actual thing that's been added in this update that I wanted to take a look at is shulkers can spawn other shulkers with shulker bullets. They can spawn new shulkers with their shulker bullets. So if we just press this, there we go. You can see. Right, let me do this again. Kill all of those. It wasn't a very good example. There we go. Did you see that? It summoned a new. It summoned a new shulker bot. So yeah, basically, when a shulker gets hit with a shulker bullet, it has a chance to spawn a new shulker. Kind of weird. I don't know why they added that. It's kind of weird, kind of random, but yeah, it exists, and that's that. So in the next snapshot, I'm sure more physical things will be added, but for now, that is the end of the actual things that have been added. Now let's check what we can craft with these things so we can see new things. So the first thing is the amethyst block. So if we grab some amethyst shards like so, and also a crafting table like this, pop that down, you can see that to make an amethyst block you just put these in the 4x4 like that. So if you've got a stack of 64 shards, you can make 16 blocks of amethyst. So this is what they look like. This is what we had before. That's what the path was made of. And when you walk on them, it makes a really pretty sound, and when you break them as well. And I'm really hoping that they add the ability to put a note block on top of it and it'll make that sound, because it literally makes so much sense to do that. So yeah, that's the block of amethyst. You can't craft anything with a block of amethyst, it's just pretty. But what you can also craft with the amethyst shards is tinted glass. 1 block of glass surrounded by 4 shards gives you 2 tinted glass. So if we just come over here and press this button to go inside this chamber of tinted glass, you can see it's pitch black in here. It's very dark, even though the outside is bright. This can be used in a lot of interesting situations. For example, if you want the light level of, if you've got 2 floors separated by a glass floor in the floor of the top floor, which would be the ceiling of the ground floor, and you want the light levels of both floors to be different, you can use tinted glass. So you can still see through, you can still see up, but the light levels won't be affected by having glass blocks, which will allow light to seep through. That's kind of complicated way of describing it, but basically, yeah. This is tinted glass. I'm not sure if they're going to add pane I'm not sure if they're going to add a pane variant to this, or if they'll just keep it as blocks, but I think that's a really interesting feature. Again, it's one of those things no one was really expecting until it was announced, but I think it's quite good. So yeah, that's the tinted glass. And oh yeah, by the way, when you craft it, you get 2 out of doing this once, with just 1 of each gives you 2 of these. So the next thing we're going to take a look at is the copper block variants. There is a lot of these. So to make a block of copper, 9 copper ingots in your 3x3, And then to make a block of cut copper, which is what this looks like here, this is cut copper, you put 4 blocks of copper inside your 2x2 or your 3x3 like this. And then you can make stairs and slabs, and these take up to 82 in-game days to change from one state. So here we have lightly weathered and semi-weathered, and then just the normal variant. But if we plop it inside a crafting table with a piece of honeycomb, you can get the waxed variant. It doesn't look any different, but it cannot progress. If you wax this stage, it cannot progress any further to this stage here. This is the final blue stage. It cannot progress in oxidation any further once you've waxed it. It takes a really long time. If it's 50 to 82 in-game days just for it to change one state, then it takes a really long time for you to get these lovely blue blocks, but it really is worth the wait. I think this is a really magnificent blue colour. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. Sharp, I think the word I would use to describe how this looks is quite sharp. It's very, it's very bluey green. It's like a really harsh colour. But it's also very pretty. It can be used with prismarine, it can be used with the warped planks, the blue ones from the Nether update, it can be used with all sorts of blue blocks, and possibly it could be also combined with green blocks. But yeah, I think that's a really nice colour. I also do like the texture of the normal copper block. It's a bit pale, but it's not too bad. I do like it. So yeah, those are the copper blocks. That's what they can be used for. So moving on, next is the spyglass. Oh, I broke it out of its item frame. So the spyglass is basically like the Optifine zoom feature. So if I just stand here and zoom, I can see the top of that lightning rod. And if I press F1 to get rid of the HUD, I can even get rid of the overlay that makes it look like you're looking down a tunnel of a spyglass. So if we just look over here, and even if we turn cinematic camera on, ooh, look at that. So yeah, I think that's a really cool addition. Some people were a bit skeptical of how the spyglass could be used. I think it's a good idea. The one thing I don't like about it though is I'm pressing W to walk forwards now. Very slow movement, and if I'm crouching, even slower. So yeah, I think the point of the spyglass is not to be abused, so that's why it's really slow. That's why you have the shroud, although you can press F1 to get rid of that like that. But it also gets rid of your hand and your hotbar, but that's not the end of the world, because you could just press F1 to get them back again. So yeah, that's the spyglass. Basically, Optifine zoom. I'm not sure if it zooms in further or less than the Optifine zoom. I think you could probably just Google that and have a look, compare them. But yeah, so the next thing is the lightning rod. So the lightning rod is crafted with 3 copper ingots in your 3x3 like this. It gets you 1 lightning rod. This is what they look like when they're stacked together. If I just break these, you can place them like end rods. That's what it looks like one on its own. I'm not going to demonstrate it conducting a lightning bolt because it takes a really long time. It doesn't always work. But basically, if you've got a tall woolen structure or wooden structure, you can put this on top, and when it's thunder and lightning, it conducts lightning and doesn't set the building on fire. And apparently it also produces a redstone signal. Probably if you've got it on a block, you'd put a comparator facing coming out of the block itself. I don't know how high the signal strength is. I don't know if that's exactly how you would do it, but apparently it does produce a redstone signal when it gets struck by lightning. So yeah, that's that. Moving on next to the candles. So to craft a candle, you have a piece of honeycomb and a piece of string in your crafting table like this. Gives you 1 candle, and then you can change the colour of the candle by just plopping it in your crafting grid with the piece of dye that you want. And I'm using red as an example because Christmas is coming up, and I think red is a really cosy, warm colour. You could use this in any build, especially this red one could be used in a warm, cosy wooden living room, like a log cabin living room, in a Christmas scenario, to replicate, like, you know, cinnamon candles and pomegranate candles and things like that. But these are all of the colours that you can get. White, orange, magenta, light blue, yellow lime, pink, grey, light grey, cyan, purple, blue, green, red and black. And I thought I said cyan, but yeah. So yeah, that's all the candles, and you've got that. You can also place them like sea pickles, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and these produce different levels of light. If we do times at night, 13,000, you can see that this doesn't produce much light at all. This produces slightly more, this produces slightly more, and then this produces the most light, and you can see this light comes all the way over to around here. This is when the grass, there is when the grass starts getting lighter. So yeah, that produces quite a lot of light. I think that is a light level of 15. Client light, yeah, 15, and then oh no, not 15. It's a light level of about 12. Yeah. Okay, so then over here it comes down to about 0. So yeah, 1. This is when it starts changing. So yeah, that's the candles. The last thing we're going to be taking a look at that you can craft in today's video is the bundle. Now, I don't understand why there is so much controversy surrounding the bundle. I think it's a really good idea. Let me just destroy all of this. So we've got the 4 bundles up there so it doesn't get confusing. Hang on a second, can I just... No. No. Right, so here you can see I have 4 bundles and they've got a bunch of stuff inside them. Now if we right click these full bundles, you can see that's how much stuff it was storing. So the benefit of bundles is that you can take this and just literally fill up the bundle to the brim until it's full of a full stack of items. And then if we just do this, you can see this last bundle can take all of this stuff. So I have converted 8 inventory slots into just 4. And depending on what you're actually filling up, we'll use less. Like that. So yeah, I think bundles are a really good addition. Even though they use rabbit hide, which is a bit of a faff to get. If you just explore through a desert, I'm sure you can kill the desert rabbits and get rabbit hides. This is the crafting recipe. 6 pieces of rabbit hide and 2 pieces of string gets you 1 bundle. It's basically early game shulker boxes, but with less capacity. But I think it's a really good idea because of how people were excited when shulkers were added, but were annoyed how difficult they were to get. They're a very late end game item. Oh yeah, and with random tick speed set to 50, you can see this has already grown. And then you would collect these with your Fortune 3 pickaxe and get all the amethyst shards. So yeah, that is the end of this video. This has been 20W45A. Join me next week when we discuss the next update. It's either next week or the week after. Either way, join me in the next episode where we will discuss the next snapshot. And this will be a series. I basically wanted to make this because the survival series takes too long to make, too long to record, too long to edit, too long to upload. This is quite a departure from what I usually do. This is quite easy to make. And yeah, I've been looking forward to the Caves and Cliffs update. I've been looking forward to the first snapshot and for a really long time. So yeah. This will be a series. I'll be following every single snapshot right up until 1.17's release, and I'll do a full coverage 1.17 release video. Everything you can do. It'll be like a 1 hour special or something like that. I don't know how long that would be, but basically, yeah. When 1.17 releases, sometime next year, I will be doing a full video. It'll be structured better than this has been. This has just been a quick video just to get it out. The next video will be slightly better, and then obviously every video in this series will hopefully progress as I get used to recording, editing and uploading in one day. But yeah, basically yeah, that's been it.